Hi and welcome to another session about material nodes for cycles render. Today we're going to make a candle, and to make a candle we have to know a little bit about the subsurface scattering shader. So let's go. Just press delete to take away the box and shift A, mesh cylinder. This will be our light or candle later on, and we go to tab and face, select the first face or top face, press delete faces so it's gone, and now we just press tab again, go to modifier, add modifier, and what we are going is to add some thickness, so solidify, and we add some thickness here. And in the middle we will put a lamp, so shift A, lamp, and we will select a point, I believe, and the old lamp we will take away, so select that one and press delete. The word we will not use the winter forest as usual, we will just take this away completely, so just erase it by press the cross here. And check the settings by using render. Right now you see nothing except the light coming out from the cylinder. So select solid again, and now we should learn a little about subsurface scattering. So select cylinder, go to material, select new. Now we have the diffuse, and we take that away, and we take shift shader and subsurface scattering instead. And now look what happens when we press render. Every little piece of light is going through the cylinder like this, and the scale decides if anything should go through or not. So if it puts like 0 like this, it's like a diffuse. It go through the hole but not through the material. By changing this one you can see that some of the material let it go through, and you can see it's a little bit darker at the top, and that's because the light is a little bit lower. So since it's closer here, it's more light here, and it's a little bit less light here because it's more far from the source. So then we have the radius here, and that's about red, green and blue color, but I think I can show you in a very easy way how to do that one. So just put input, texture coordinate, and then you take the converter, separate X, Y, Z, and then you take shift A, converter, color ramp, and then connect everything like you normally do. So like this, and we will add another one in the middle, so just press the plus. This one will set to red, this one we will set to red, so go to top, select red, then the one in the middle we put to green, so green, and to the top, and the last one we put to blue. We change to E's here. Now you have red, green and blue, and what will happen if we change the radius then? Yeah, red, green, blue, so red to 0, and the red disappears because no light will now go through the red. The same of course with green and with blue. So now it's like a diffuse again. Even if we put the scale way up, it's nothing since the radius is 0 on all colors. Put that to 1 again, and you can put that to 1, you can put that to 1, you can put that to 1, and we can take away these and just put generated to the nothing. We just do it like this. So we have a material to work with from the beginning. We call it candle. Okay. And now we can go to solid and start building the candle for real. So start by going to modifier and take away the solidify right now. And then we select tab, so we are in edit mode, and we shape our candle by selecting the edges. So Alt, select an edge. And I think the easiest thing is just to extrude here a little bit. So extrude, set, scale it down a little bit, go down, grab, set, something like that. And some extrude again, so extrude, set, scale, extrude, set, scale, go up a little bit, perhaps G set, something like that, and extrude, set, and now we're thinking we go up a little bit, scale, and F for face. Okay, now we have our start here, and if we select rendered, it's all black. Nothing is showing because we have no light escaping here from. We need to take the point up a little bit, so take the point and then G set and let it go up like this. And if you now select rendered, you see you have the top lit and the bottom is black. So it's a start for the light. Go to solid again, and now we should build a flame here, but before that we can also build that part. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but you know, that part we should build. We move this across to here, so since the lamp is selected, we just go to object, snap, cursor to selected, then shift A, mesh, and select the cylinder. The cylinder we can scale down a little bit, or rather a lot, like this, perhaps even more, and then we scale it up, scale, set, something like that, object, apply, scale, and we can now bend it a little bit like this. So we go to tab and Control R, use 11 I think would be enough, and we change this one here to 3D cursor. We select, we press Alt, let's see, something, I believe, go a little bit closer, it's easier, some here I believe, and then we use mesh, snap, cursor to selected. So, and since we have cursor here and we have cursor here, it will bend around here, so we just now use enable, smooth is okay, and then we can take rotate, a little bit smaller, and X, like that, and then we do the same with the top, so we just select faces, R, and rotate X. Change this to medium point again, and then just use G to, and then a little bit of rotate again, just so you have something. And tab and G, put it in the middle here. Okay, not the nicest thing I've done, but it's finished so far. And now we need a flame as well, so let's add a flame. So Shift A, UV sphere, and we go to tab, scale it down, and scale S set to scale in this direction, and G set to take it up a little bit, and then we can just try to get this shape a little bit. So we select the first one here, G set, and we take Alt again around here, and after that we can just bend it to G, and just go a little bit on something like that, and we could, I believe, go down a little, and object, apply, scale, and that one should also be a little bit smaller, and we can move that and rotate this and move that. Okay. And now we can look at the render, and it looks like this. So we have a start there. Now we have all the places, and what we have to do now is to change this one as well to be a flame, and that is the hard part. This one is almost finished. You don't need, you need a diffuse and a glossy, but that's all, and then it's okay. It's a flame that is a little bit hard because it's blue, and it's a little bit yeah, you have different kinds of things on that one, but we fixed it. Select the material, select new, and let's start by adding Shift A and input texture coordinate. We will use that one. We will also use the normal converter, separate XYZ, put it together, and we will use, guess what? Yes, color ramp, and put that in. Take away diffuse, and instead we will use emission, because we are talking about light right now. So if you look at rendered, you see now we have light on this one, but it doesn't look so good. It will eventually. So go back solid, and we will study this picture a little bit. If you see the colors here, then we can say it's blue here, it's yellow here, it's white here, and perhaps a little bit of orange there. So we try to do it like that, and we can also say in the edge here it's almost like it's darker than below. So we start with blue, I think, and add, I don't know, 2 more like that. So change this to blue, change that to almost black, change this one to yellow, and then we have the white, and then some ease on this one. And now when we look at rendered, we have almost the same. It's simplified, but we have blue, we have that edge, we have, yeah, almost those things that is needed. So it looks all right. Perhaps more white in this one, so we take that one down a little bit, that one down a little bit, and perhaps also moving this one a little bit further down, something like that. Okay, that's the first step. The next step is that you can see that it's not straight, it's like going up and down a little bit here, so we have to add that as well, and we just do that by adding a texture, a noise texture, and we combine this one and that one. So shift, color, mix RGB. It's working fine by that. And as you can see now, it's changing here, and you can decide how much of these changes you should have. Nothing at all or a little bit. And you can play a little bit with it and decide how everything should look like that. Okay? The next thing we should do is look a little bit again on this. See that here it's almost transparent, and here's not transparent at all. So it needs to be some transparency down below, I believe. So that is the next step. And to do that, we just add a shift shader mix here. We add a transparent. Shader transparent. Put them together. And now we have transparent all the way, but we would like to have it more in the bottom and not so much in the top. So how to do it is the same as usual. Shift A converter and a color ramp, put it together with the height and some ease on that one, and put the color here. Now we can change this to be as we want to. So let's see. Like now you see it's going down here, and it's just jumping. So we take the like this instead. I believe that is better. Now we can see. Now you can see here. Now you can steer it. Go a little bit down. So it's almost transparent, but that also means that perhaps we should go up a little bit with the blue, so you can see the blue as well. Okay, then we have that one. Now the last thing I believe is the strength of this. It's a little bit less here, and here it's really hard. I mean, you have a lot of light here, and then it takes off here as well. And you have the strength of the emission, and it's just 1. But I think by changing that in the same way that we did here, we can also make the light very hard here, a little less here, a little less there, exactly in the same way. So just add another color ramp and add one in the middle, and I think we should just exchange. No, we do like this. We take that one here and make that really black. Perhaps it's already black, I believe it is. And that in the middle, we make that white. And this one should also be completely black, like that. Okay? Could put that to ease as well. And we connect that to the strength here. But before we can do that directly. So we just put that here, and now we also have to connect this one to the set node here. So, and now we can have very much here, less there, but it's hard to see here. So what we have to do is add some parameter where we can change things. So Shift A, converter, math, put that in, multiply, and now we can play along here and change where we would like to have the strength. Now you can see we have very little strength up, and now we have more strength, and so on. And we do the same in here, and then we can decide in the middle. Okay, so now we have the light, so almost anyway. And next step, I think we should take the spot down a little bit as well. So take the point here, set it to like 10 or something like that instead. Wow, see the difference. Now it looks much better here. So go back to this one, and you could say like, yeah, but that is still not looking like a flame here. It's I don't know, it's too sharp. Yeah, it is. What we should do now is just say that this is not just a material, it's a volume of light. So we just move this one to here, and suddenly we have a volume here. And then we can just play a little bit how we would like to have all these things. So it's just a matter of putting those together. And could also be that we should move this one a little bit less down, so we have it like here, and change the parameters for how much. Okay, and then we of course need to color this one as well, so just mark it, select new, make it black, and in the top we have some red, so we can do that as well. The same as usual, you know, like input, texture coordinate, converter, separate, color ramp, shader, converter, color ramp, connect the color to color, the set to FSC, and set this one to like red, something like that. You can just drag this up here. And now we should change very little bit here as well, just to get a little bit better. So we are now on the candle itself. So shift mix shader to put it here, and we add diffuse, we add a glossy, and we add a mix shader. We put those together. We add input of layer white and facing, and I have shown this before. It's to divide between these when the light shine on the material, so it will give a more realism into it. And then you just connect it to the light here, and then you can decide how much of it that should be diffuse and how much should be the subsurface. So we can put it something like here, and the final step to do is to make this a little bit softer. So we just go to add modifier, see, so we have selected this one. We can start by adding a bevel, like that, press 2, and after that perhaps some subsurface and put smooth on it, and it should look okay. So now we have our candle, and that is how we work with the subsurf modifier, or sorry, how we work with the subsurface scattering shader to get it to shine like this. I sent out the picture before and show how you could do them in a really good way, and what I did then was that I added some compositing as well, and I can do it for those that want to see how you can make the final result look even better. What you have to do first of all is that you have to render this. So just select render and go through, and then it will render everything. And if you would like, you could also take away those by go into the noising here and then render, and then you get everything fine. Okay, as you can see, we work with not so much, so the render will go rather quickly, and the final result is looking okay, but not perfect. So the next step is of course to do something in the other editor. So we go here, we select node editor, but now we are pressing this here, use nodes, backdrop, out render, and right now we are in compositor. So we have the render layers here, and we have a composite here, and we can now just add shift, filter, glare, put it in here, and you see right now everything we change here will look on the candle. So now we just add foreglow, we can put a threshold of 0.5, and we can decide if we want to have a high or low or whatever, perhaps something like that. Okay, and then we are finished. We have our candle. Now I've just rendered it for a few seconds on very low sample, so it could be that it's not that good, and you can also change a little bit of the parameters, but I believe that you now know a little bit how to play with the subsurface scattering shader and the emission and so on. So hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.